An obscure Jewish man, executed by Rome, becomes the most recognized name in history. Join us as we go through some of the evidence over the next 5 minutes. Number 1. The Pool of Siloam, a large stepped pool used for ritual washing in Jerusalem. In 2000 and 2005, archaeologists Ronnie Reich and Eli Shukran excavated that very pool, uncovering a Second Temple period structure of the correct size, date, and location, overturning decades of claims that the account was symbolic rather than historical. John 19:41 states that Jesus was buried in a rock-cut tomb located in a garden near the place of crucifixion. And between 2016 and 2024, archaeological and botanical studies beneath the Church of the Holy Sepulchre confirmed the site was originally a first-century limestone quarry, later converted into a garden containing rock-cut tombs, matching the geography described in the text. Matthew 26-57 names Caiaphas as the high priest involved in Jesus' trial, and the Caiaphas ossuary, discovered in 1990 and reaffirmed through epigraphic analysis between 2011 and 2015, confirms the existence, status, and timeframe of the very figure the Gospel names. John 18:19 places Jesus under Roman jurisdiction, and the Pilate inscription, discovered in 1961 and reanalyzed with modern imaging in the early 2000s, confirms Pontius Pilate's role as prefect of Judea under Tiberius, exactly as the narrative claims. John 20:25-27 emphasizes nail wounds from crucifixion, and forensic reanalysis conducted between 2021 and 2023 demonstrates that Roman crucifixion in Judea involved nails driven through the feet and post-mortem leg trauma, aligning with the execution details described in the Gospels. Luke 23:53-55 describes a known burial site that could be identified and revisited, and archaeological studies published between 2000 and 2020 confirm that first-century Jewish burials used identifiable rock-cut family tombs, meaning the location of Jesus' burial would have been publicly known and easily verifiable in Jerusalem. 1 Corinthians 15-38 preserves an early creed, stating that Jesus appeared to named individuals and groups, and critical scholarship, over the last 2 decades, dates this creed to within a few years of the crucifixion, placing public resurrection claims far too early to be the product of legend. While Tacitus and Josephus, neither of them Christian, independently confirm that Jesus was executed under Roman authority and that his followers continued afterward. What deepens this picture further is the state of the manuscript evidence itself, which is unusually early by ancient standards. The earliest fragments of the Gospels, such as papyrus copies of John and Luke, are commonly dated to the early 2nd century, within a generation of the events they describe, and they show that the text had already stabilized, meaning the writings must be earlier still. Some historians argue for composition dates well before the destruction of Jerusalem in AD 70, noting the absence of any mention of the temple's fall, an event that would have radically strengthened later theological arguments had it already occurred. Others point to linguistic features, Semitic phrasing, and embedded creeds and hymns that predate the written texts themselves, suggesting that large portions of the gospel material were circulating orally and liturgically within the first decade after the crucifixion, with some traditions plausibly reaching back to 30 AD. Even the letters of Paul, universally dated to 50 AD, assume the core gospel story as already established and widely known, meaning the foundational claims were not invented late, but inherited. By the standards used to assess other ancient works, this places the New Testament remarkably close to the events it records, leaving little room for slow mythological development and reinforcing the picture of a movement shaped from the beginning by eyewitness testimony rather than distant legend. None of this proves a miracle by itself, and no honest historian would pretend otherwise. But taken together, these discoveries anchor the gospel accounts in a real, verifiable world populated by real people, real places, real practices, and real consequences, and they leave standing a historical question that cannot be resolved by simply waving it away. An obscure, executed Jewish man is confirmed by hostile sources. His environment keeps being verified by archaeology. His execution method matches physical evidence. His burial context matches geography. And a resurrection-centered movement appears immediately afterward, tied to named witnesses who maintained their testimony under pressure and persecution. If this were any other figure in ancient history, the convergence of textual, archaeological, and behavioral evidence would demand serious consideration.